Hey, it's me, Ryan Gosling. You thought I was actually Ryan Gosling, didn't you? I don't blame you. I sound just like him. Ryan he's got that thing. He's got that thing where I just look at him and I'm just like, he's literally me. He acts exactly like me, talks exactly like me. So I would understand if you got confused in the beginning. But I am not, in fact, Ryan Gosling. I'm my own man. So for this watercolor painting, I was kind of having some trouble because I usually draw characters and I don't really draw like really complex backgrounds. And with this idea, I was wanting to do like a planet and just have like a tiny Ryan Gosling just in the front. So I was working through compositions on about what I wanted to do with this painting. So I was thinking of doing that green planet with like the swirls in it and the orange accents. So I was thinking of putting that planet towards the top of the page and then showing, they call it the Petrova line in the movie. It's like this pink strip that comes out, or it's like funneling from the planet. And I was gonna have it flow towards the bottom of the page. Then I was like sketching that stuff and some other ideas, trying to paint it a few times, but it was like really frustrating because I couldn't like get it the way I wanted to. But the next day I started filming, which is what you're seeing now. I kind of settled on this different concept, but on this one I didn't do the Petrova line, that pink funnel thingy. Anyway, I have to say that this is the best theater experience I've had since when I saw Interstellar in IMAX for my birthday a long time ago. And we saw it in the actual IMAX, the one that has that 70 millimeter projection. It was at like that Indianapolis Museum or something like that, and it was just incredible. Actually, when I was watching it, Project Hail Mary, I was thinking of Interstellar for quite a bit of the movie, just in terms on how much I was enjoying the experience and just having that, joy of being in a theater watching something incredible. It's got this huge spectacle. The last time I felt like that, I think really was with Interstellar. I'm thinking of Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Like, those were pretty impactful theater experiences for me. The difference with this one was that it's just, not only does it have that grand spectacle, it has that heart. Just this love of filmmaking oozing from the screen. It was nasty. It was oozing. I'm thinking of the Avengers movies, and the theater experience was amazing for those movies, but it was kind of like a different kind of amazing. Like, you got, all these established characters and superheroes coming together for like this huge event where they're fighting that purple butt chin guy, Thanos. And then they just like really knocked it out of the park, I think, especially with Infinity War. But what I think I'm talking about here is for Project Hail Mary, there's like this spectacle that it had. And we saw it at the premium format at our theater, and it has like, the Dolby Atmos and all that stuff. I didn't see it in IMAX. I think it's pretty much guaranteed if you saw it in IMAX, it'd be even better. I think I like this more than Interstellar. I think Interstellar really excels at being a movie. I don't even know where I'm going with this, dude. Project Hail Mary was amazing. And what I'm saying is, you really need to see it in theaters. And I think it's one of those things where if you don't see it in theaters, I think it's like something you're gonna be missing out. And like, you can wait for it to come to like Blu-ray or streaming, and it'll still be a fantastic movie, but that's just the theater experience that you can't really replicate at your home. Unless, you got like a built-in home theater with like a big screen and Dolby Atmos, and most people don't have that. I was thinking of like the Avengers movies again. Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. I think they have this artistic merit to them. Had those strong characters and just a really solid story that gets you hooked in. I kind of see it as them doing like pretty standard filmmaking stuff, like with the cinematography and like the editing. It's kind of like straightforward. But this movie had that artness to it. You know what I mean? The art. I was thinking about the trailer for the movie. I think I only saw the first trailer, but I remember thinking like, hey, this movie looks pretty good, not bad. You know, I wanted to see it because Ryan Gosling, and I'm familiar with the directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. We're on a first name basis. You know, they came from like the Lego movie, the animated Spider-Man movies, which are excellent. And I know that they were doing the Han Solo movie, but they got like fired or something because they're psychos. I don't remember. Like they're really hard to work with or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. Where they would have like, you know, for the Spider-Verse movies, I think I read somewhere that they would have the animation team spend like weeks or months doing a scene completely, and then they would be like, they would show the directors and they would shoot it down or something and change their mind about it, which is like a waste of time and money or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know. Is this true? I feel like I'm making this up. I don't really care. I don't know. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is I've never seen these guys direct a live action movie. But now that I have, I can say that I've been blown. I've been blown away. I've been blown. So I'm over here going to the theater, and literally the first, I don't even know, 30 seconds, just like that first part of the movie, and I'm just like, yo, this does not look like the trailers. And I don't think the trailers did it justice. And it just jumped out at me the way the whole filmmaking around it. There's like the music, the cinematography. I mean, the music, that first opening of the movie, I'm just watching it and looking at the way it looks in the editing. And I'm like, dude, I just wasn't expecting this to look like an actual movie. You know what I mean? Like a movie. I'm thinking like there's like that studio lighting that a lot of movies do now, where they have that flat lighting, like they're just afraid of contrast and have these washed out colors, and it's just gray. I think it's been something that people have been talking about for some years now, I think, especially with like Netflix and stuff like Stranger Things and their other stuff. I think it's like this concept where they're trying to appeal to everyone, but when you're trying to appeal to everyone, you end up not appealing to anyone, right? This movie's got the saturated colors, it's got contrast. You know, it's not like just saturated colors all over the place. They're like the greens, there's oranges, and then they kind of go to a cooler color palette when they're on Earth, when there's like this dread in the air, and it's just like scenes in the movie where it's intentional of not having areas of the screen being visible and just having it be pitch black. It's just, it made me happy. And then you got the switching of the aspect ratios from like, you know, the widescreen. Then it would switch to the IMAX aspect ratio. I mean, I think they use that really well. The transitions between the aspect ratios. I've been seeing people talk about the best transitions from like aspect ratios, you know, especially with like IMAX and then a normal widescreen ratio. Like Christopher Nolan, you know, he's been doing that since what, like The Dark Knight, the Dune movies, Sinners, I think they did a real great job with the aspect ratio, like switching back and forth. But I feel like one of the movies nobody mentions is First Man, which incidentally has a Ryan Gosling. I think that has the coolest, most seamless transition between aspect ratios that I think I've ever seen. I don't want to spoil the movie, so if you haven't seen it, but I mean, there's like, is it a spoiler? But it's like this transition between regular aspect ratio for the film, and then when they switch to an IMAX aspect ratio, they do it in a way where you don't even see it. So it's like that, there's like that shot, widescreen, and then the camera pans out to reveal something, and then all of a sudden the screen feels huge, and you don't know what happened. You don't even notice that the screen got huge. And you're just like, whoa, everything's all big. And it took me like a few seconds the first time I saw it to notice that the aspect ratio changed. Best transition I've seen. You got Ryan Gosling over here being just like the coolest dude. I'm literally him. He's relatable. He's got that thing about him. He's just got that thing about him. You look at his face and you're like, there's something up with his face. I don't know what it is, but I like it. He's funny when he needs to be. He's empathetic. And he's just like fantastic in this movie. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for First Man. Was he nominated for that movie? I don't know. I would have nominated him. I would have nominated him for that movie. And then you got some of the other human characters. You got that actress. Dang, what's her name? Sarah Holler. And she's like in the Earth flashbacks. She was great. And honestly, it's like I don't even really have any criticisms about the movie. I just liked all of it. Ryan Gosling's character has like this quippiness to him. And I think it's easy to compare to like the Marvel-esque quips like all the characters have in those movies. But I think it really works well here, especially because of the writing and the acting and just how the character is supposed to be. I mean, that was one thing I was getting kind of nitpicky about during the movie, where I'm just like, there's quite a few quips in here. But I feel like it's such a small nitpick that, I don't even think it's a flaw with the movie. It's just, like he's supposed to be like that, the character. As opposed to like, I'm thinking like Avengers or like Age of Ultron, when everybody was like quippy. You got like Captain America doing his quips. I think it was kind of like that too in Endgame and Infinity War. But yeah, so like the next time I watch this movie, I don't even think I'm gonna care about the quips. And plus it's Ryan Gosling. He can quip me all he wants. Are you quipping me? There's two cats right in front of me outside, and they're looking at each other, and I'm feeling uncomfortable. And now one of them's looking at me. I get the feeling they're the kind of cats who would break into my house and shank me in the middle of the night. This movie just makes me excited for film in general. Like, I've always wanted to be a movie director, and this movie kind of brought that out. Kind of brought out that part of me again. Like, I think I'm gonna hit up Martin Scorsese. We go way back. Yeah, but the movie was just incredible. Here we go. I loved it. I have this weird feeling I'm gonna be saying that like for every video I come out with. But I don't even care if I'm hyping it up for you. I don't care if I'm I don't care if I'm hyping it up for you too much, and if you go see it, you're gonna be like, oh man, that movie wasn't as good as what Danny was saying. I don't even care, dude. But the music was just like, that's what caught me off guard too. I was just like, holy moly, dude. Whenever the music kicked in, I feel like I was like transcending my physical form and just going straight to heaven or something. Amen. And it's so interesting how many movies Ryan Gosling is in that are some of my favorites. You got Drive, Blade Runner, First Man, Project Hail Mary, Place Beyond the Pines. That's like 5 movies. This guy's on a winning streak for me. And yeah. So in my future videos, try not to get confused by me sounding like Ryan Gosling. I know, I sound like him. And I look like him. But I'm not him. So make sure you spread the word, let people know that I'm not Ryan Gosling. Tell your family and friends. Actually, he might be the one who sounds like me and who looks like me. What a punk. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Amen.